Awakenings, part of the Rise Radio Network where advice meets action.
We're here to spark your growth, lift your spirit, and help you crush your potential.
Rise awakening, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice where dreams awaken.
Rise Awakenings, let's rise together.
I said I couldn't climb the hill, so I stayed down low, just standing still. The wind whispered, you're stronger still. But I didn't listen, I never will. A voice inside kept holding tight, said no to the day and yes to the night. Breaking the can, breaking it wide, stepping through shadows where I used to hide. Breaking the can, turning a can. I'm building a bridge where the doubt began. Ooh, ooh. I told myself the sky's too high, dreams are for others, so I even try. But the sun doesn't ask if it's worth the light. It just burns, it just shines, it just takes the fight. The mirror cracks, but it shows me whole, each shard reflecting a fearless soul. Breaking the can, breaking it wide, stepping through shadows where I used to hide. Breaking the can, turning a can. I'm building where the doubt breaking the can, breaking it wide, breaking it wide, stepping through shadows where I used to hide. Breaking the can, taking the can, turning again. I'm building a bridge where the doubt began. It's Brindlewolf and Diane, so listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today as they help you find your way. Oh, mental wellness is the topic of the hour. Mental health and the power to tap into our alignments will lead to our refinements. Phoenix Talk, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talks, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talks with Brindlewolf and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in if you can.
Welcome, everyone, to Phoenix Talks.
Hello.
I am
Am I on mute
Brindlewolf.
still? Or am
No,
I
you are
okay?
not
can
on
hear
mute.
me?
You are good.
Okay, good.
You are
Thank
good. I
you.
can hear you.
Yay.
So, welcome in.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Brindlewolf again, and
I'm
this
Reverend Diane.
is, or the Rev D, as
The Rev
we
D.
like to call her sometimes. I got something weird going on my Twitch over on my iPad. It's not showing me the new chat. Fortunately, I can see it over here. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just close it up and reopen. Anyway, that was Breaking the Cant. It was a brand new generation that I had done over on
I got to tell you, I am loving the music matching the topic. I am absolutely loving that. And those songs are so damn powerful. I want them on the mainstream, you know?
Yeah.
That's what should be on the radio.
Absolutely. I'm just looking away from the camera for a second so that I can bring this back up and see the actual chat and not from Monday night, because that's what it was doing. There we go.
So tonight's topic.
Oh, Breaking the Cant.
So this topic came up because I am actively breaking my own I can't cycle, because functional freeze also includes I can't statements because X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
So since I'm actively breaking the can't, I figure this might be a good time to bring that up for other folks who are trying to pull themselves out of that energetic lull that has been experienced by many for the last couple of months.
Oh, yeah.
And get the oils and the gears spinning again and just beginning our motion again. So I started to do that extreme conscious awareness of self where I was micro-analyzing everything. And I must have caught, within like 2-hour span, I must have caught myself 10 times in some kind of I can't. And this is just me at home existing. I can't move the laundry basket. Why not? I can't take out the garbage. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like the little kind of I can't voices. You can't paint that now. Why not? I started asking myself, well, why not? And then I'm like, is there a real reason, or is it just I don't feel like it, which is the long version of I can't. So
that's one branch.
Right?
That's one branch of the can't cycle.
Right. So in what ways has that presented itself in my external world? In what ways have I limited myself and blocked myself and sabotaged myself with the I can't juice in my stream that now needs to be eradicated?
Well, you know, one of the things that it was guided to make sure that it was said at the beginning. And Henry Ford said it best back in the early 1930s. Whether you believe you can, whether you believe you can't, either way, you are absolutely right.
Right. Exactly. So here I am, because I'm, energetically in that lull that I'm trying to pull myself out of. Whilst I was in that lull, now I've developed this belief of I can't. Whoops.
Yep.
Did I do that? Oops. Delete. Hit the back button. We can't do that to ourselves. What we can do, though, is analyze what we're doing to accidentally self-sabotage, because we've accidentally formed a habit whilst we were allowing ourselves to rest. So we can pull ourselves out of it intentionally.
Yeah.
And so that's why I figured this is a good time to talk about this topic, because let's let them know how to intentionally pull themselves out of that. Oopsies, I canted myself into habits of not doing things.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And one of the can'ts that I can bring up that a lot of people deal with is physical can'ts. You know, something will happen. You'll have a surgery, you'll break something, you'll have a genetic situation going on where things are deteriorating, and the ability
Menopause. Had to throw that one out there.
thanks.
Carry on.
If you're listening to the replay, you missed the face that I just gave her. and the fact that my saying that she almost spat all of her water that she just drank, which I timed perfectly
It's all
on
about
purpose.
It's all about the comedic timing, Micah.
It's all about the timing, which I can do quite well. But when it comes to the physical changes that we go through and the limitations that do happen, and they are very real. They are very, very real. So it's very easy to say, I can't.
Right.
Well, how do you reframe it? You look at the things that you can do. What do you still have the capabilities of doing when you're dealing with the physical changes?
Right.
And those are important. Those are as important, and they become more important when the limitations become reality.
Yeah.
So discerning the difference between holding yourself back because you don't feel value or worth or enough is one thing, but making sure that it's not imagined.
Right. Right.
And so I wanted to make sure that we covered that really early on. That was one of the big thoughts that I had, was making sure that we covered that early on, because a lot of people are going to be like, well, I can't do this because I have this limitation.
Right.
And notice what word I'm not using.
Right.
I'm using limitation.
Right. Because that's what it is.
It is.
Calling it what it is.
It's not a disability. It's a limitation.
And in that light, how much I can't, like we were saying, are we imposing on that limitation to further limit ourselves? Because are we testing what our boundaries are, or are we comfortable and don't want the discomfort of pushing too much?
Right.
But then in that, if we do that too, we end up hurting ourselves even more.
Right.
And so it's important to baby step your way in any physical journey, you know. And I'm speaking as a person that is currently working through physical limitations and doing what I need to do to baby step myself into a better mobility and flexibility situation without pain. You know, it's going to take me a long time to figure that out and to work through that, because it takes time for your body to catch up. You know, we might catch up in here, but it takes longer for your body to catch up. That being said, how we speak to ourselves about our body matters so damn much. I have been sabotaging myself all summer, to the point where now my pain is worse. And I'm like, oh, crap. Oops. Did I do that?
Yep. You did.
It's okay. I caught myself and I'm fixing it now. Step by step, I'm fixing it.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
what changed, what I did differently, was put that limit on myself to give myself rest, but then also started I can'ting on top of it. And what I ended up doing was becoming stagnant and fearful of movement. And then now my pain is worse. And I lost more mobility. So like I actually shot myself in the foot by adding on I can't on top of physical rest from a need to have that physical rest. So you have to know what your parameters are and how much you can push yourself in order for you to understand how much rest time you actually need that's not going to be disruptive and create unhealthy habits like yours truly just experienced recently. So so I want you to understand that you have to test your own limits. You have to be in your safe zone. If you feel like it's pushing you to a point where you're going to hurt yourself, stop.
Yeah.
We're by no means telling you to hurt yourself, but
Please
we're
don't
telling
create
you,
the camp.
don't make your physical limitations worse by adding on a lot of can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Please do not make this reality.
Right. So another branch of the physical limitation is, for me, it's been a huge energy. Fatigue. Yes. Do I have X, Y, and Z? Do these symptoms come with? Okay, fine. But big.
Meanwhile, I'm over here in boot camp.
The big B. Polyjammer says, what rest? Physical rest? What's that?
Yeah. Like I said, meanwhile, I'm over here in boot camp. For the spiritual,
Yes. But with that whole telling myself I have no energy, I've stopped myself from getting myself out there professionally and blocking myself from furthering myself professionally.
Yeah.
And that's, I understand I needed the rest and I understand I had to reset my nervous system, but I lost track of it. I got swallowed by it for a minute. And that's important to recognize within yourself. And it's okay. We all have cycles. And that's one of the reasons why I'm sharing it, is because we all go through this. And you and I are professionals and we each go through it. It's part of us learning our own parameters and what our limitations are, what our real limitations are, not the programmed whatever that we have. Lunaria says, I've been sleeping like 10 hours a day lately, that from 2 to 3 hours a night for many, many years still.
Well, we know what's different.
Yeah. And,
because you went from can't sleep to I can't wake up.
Yeah. And when we come out of trauma, our sleep situations are going to change. Our sleep habits change with
absolutely
the trauma that we're existing in. So that's important to note. And when we're in fight or flight in our sleep, it becomes a disruptive sleep.
What do you mean? I don't understand. People with insomnia have no idea what you mean.
And Polyjamorous was saying, you mean when I push myself too hard and can't function for a whole day afterwards? Okay, so if you're neurospicy, like a lot of us are, there is such a thing as exerting yourself and resting. That might be part of your cycle. Where it gets troublesome is if you're over resting. And so if you feel like you overstimulated and overexerted yourself, you're going to be down for longer. Yes.
Yeah.
So be mindful of that limitation and know your limits and say no and tell people I cannot go past a certain hour. Like I can't make it past 9 o'clock most times, and I'll make exceptions to the rule here and there, depending on an event or whatever, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, she and I will have conversations after the show is over, and I'll be watching her, and I'm all up and I'm ready to continue the conversation. I just keep going, and I'm watching her, and she's like, yeah,
yawning.
She can't stay awake.
So you have to know your own limitations, but it's not like an abnormal thing if you're neurospicy and you need a day. I don't want you to shame yourself for that. We are not brain built like other people. We have to honor those very specific needs because our sensitivities, and we are so much more in tune and taking on so much more than someone else who doesn't have the brain activity to be so sensitive and receptive. So yes, you do. It's okay. Don't shame yourself for having an entire day's worth of rest after an overfunctioning day,
Yeah.
but just be mindful of how long you're staying in that restful state.
And just to clarify, because she brought it up, that it's a physical thing with nerve condition and chronic fatigue. Well, neuro, nerve, all the same thing.
Yeah.
So when our neurons are firing, and they're firing and they're firing, and we overdo it, it doesn't matter if you're neurospicy or not. You're going to feel a little bit more fatigued. And if you have a limitation of chronic fatigue, then pushing yourself too much, that's a key indicator that instead of saying, I can't, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Right.
I'm done. We're done. Got to do that.
Yeah. And that is knowing your own limits and allowing yourselves permission to do what you need to do for yourself, but kicking yourself in the butt to get out of that when it's time.
Yep. And now see, when I get hyper-focused, we're kind of getting off topic here, but we'll get back soon. When I get hyper-focused, I forget to eat. And then I will completely deplete my energy to the point that I'm not thinking straight and I can't talk straight and just, I feel like, leave me alone, bye-bye. So when you are hyper-focused, you need to hyper-set an alarm, like I probably need to do, and have, living alone, it's very difficult to have somebody hovering over me say, hey, eat, So we have to make sure that we are completely aware of those limitations, because it's a limitation. Meanwhile, being hyper-focused and being able to have that much energy to finish what you start, even if you're going to be exhausted the next day, you still need to have that other set aside.
So when you're hyper focused,
and I just called somebody out in the chat. Not even meaning to.
That is so funny. Polygamorous is describing ADHD in the chat without realizing it. But I just wanted to mention on that note, with regards to switching the can't to a can, is because what you're telling yourself in your hyper focus is, I can't because I'm going to lose X, Y, and Z. So understanding in that moment, maybe you can't, but just pay attention to the next time that you pause for a moment to take a breath and give yourself a minute. And that's when you can go eat. So please give yourself permission to refuel your body and your brain, so that when you do go back to it, but give yourself time to finish whatever moment you're in that's telling you can't, and say, yes, I can, but not right this second. Let me finish this particular aspect of what it is I'm hyper-focused on. And when I pause myself, then I'm going to go. Because we all subconsciously pause ourselves whilst we're in our hyper-focus, and we take a moment and then we dive back in. We do it naturally. We don't even realize. So when you're paying attention to yourself, take that pause time to do the I can. Yes, let me nourish myself.
Yeah.
And that's the alarm is like a reminder. You can keep hitting the snooze button until you're ready. But it's
Still
a reminder.
When you're sleeping, because that's terrible, but that's a whole other show. That's a whole other topic.
I forget to drink. It's been an entire day, and that's all I got.
Unless, of course, I'm setting up for a comedic line and she almost spits it over her computer.
Let's not do that. Oh gosh. Let's talk about the mental can't.
Oh, the worst one. The worst one. It really is.
Yeah.
The mental that becomes verbalized.
Right. And it's probably the worst one, because especially if you're neurospicy, you're messing with your own executive function. I'm telling my brain that I am refusing to go to work today. Like I'm on strike on my own brain. So when I sit down to do something, it's just scramble. It doesn't work. It stops completely. So like the I can'ts have been damaging to my executive function. So this whole I can't topic is me calling myself out on my own bullshit and saying, okay, Diane, Yes, we can.
Yep.
So,
Meanwhile, in the chat, they're talking about trail mix. So,
oh, nuts.
nuts.
So the mental capacity that I have to do what I need to do to move myself forward, I've been telling myself I can't. And that in turn has been actually releasing this block signal that jams the radio. And I can't freaking get anything done that I need to get done. So I stopped saying I can't, and I said, why not in the mental world? And I had
Yep.
such a productive day today, by the way. Mentally, I did all those things that
See?
I've been avoiding.
See?
Right.
See?
Well, not all, some.
So, recently I was presented with okay, and this is like at 10:20 at night after an entire full day. I get this message, you need to go live. And I'm like, now? I'm driving. No, when you get home, you need to go live tonight. And I started with, I can't. But then it was like, okay. Because making the decision to start listening to the pushes and the nudges that I'm receiving, and every single human being on the planet gets these nudges from gut. Doesn't matter it's not woo. It's not woo. You get these nudges, and a lot of times these nudges are the subconscious trying to break a habit, break the can't, get you out of your comfort zone, get you into believing in yourself, believing that you can do things.
Yeah.
So I listened. I was exhausted, by the way, but I did it anyway. Had a blast, made some new friends, and it was just like it was so grateful that I didn't fall into, but I can't. And when you have these opportunities and when you have these moments where, whether it's something psychological, whether it's your gut, whether it's somebody standing in front of you and they're trying to push you out of your comfort zone, even if it's just with words and suggestions, and give yourself an opportunity to say, why not? Because I'm working on somebody else.
Yeah, I know. He's getting me to do the TikToks at some point.
But not just that. I'm gently nudging her in many ways because she needs a.
I need my butt kicked right off the cliff.
But I had the same thing happen to me. It was literally, you need to do this. And I had spent, now you guys know that I've been working in the background trying to get my coaching practice, reading practice up off the ground since May of 23. Mm-hmm. And it's still kind of sludgy getting to where I needed to be. And a lot of that, you know why a lot of that was? Well, we're talking about it.
Yep, you pulled the old I can't on yourself.
Yep. And it may not have been me saying directly I can't. But a lot of it was just, I don't know what to do. I can't figure. So then another instance very recently, I was put into a position where I didn't have anybody to help me figure something out around. So I had to figure it out if I was going to solve it. And the fact that you are hearing me now without static in the background is proof that I was able to fix it without help. Mm-hmm. Because I got over the can't. Right.
So I'm going to just make a broad statement here that may not agree with everybody, but I'm going to make it anyway.
That's
that
fine.
The I canters out there, and most of us are guilty of it, have been traumatized by individuals who have said no to them, and and then mocked and shamed what it is that they did do or got in trouble for not doing it right. All of those things in those categories fall under the adult I can't. So keep that in the back of your mind when you say I can't. Well, who told me I can't originally? And why can't I? So I see the word trauma flying around and shame, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what they're talking about, but you know what? I'm going to bring that up for the I can't.
Oh, the shame. And I got downhearted every time that I, but not in front of the kids. So
A big bottle of water, yes. There's a comment.
yeah, I know. It is a big bottle of water. That's okay.
Yes.
She can drink whatever she wants to on here.
Yes. Affirmations. Okay, so what I call it is basic training. I tell myself, Diane, we went a little bit off course here, and
No.
it's time for us to redirect and what is our foundation? What is at the core of us? And let's get back to our basic training. Start again with your affirmations. Your affirmations are the opposite of the I can'ts, because that is the proof of the yes, you can, and you have, and you will again. And if you haven't done it yet, then you can learn. You've learned before, and you've learned well. So it's affirmation time. That's how you initially start pulling yourself out of it. And remember, you have to prove those affirmations to yourself with that self-reflection piece of your own experience, so that you can find that affirmation in there and say, oh yeah, I did. I was like, oh yeah, okay, that is me. That was me. I did that. I am that. You got to have that connection for you to believe it in yourself, because that helps you with the I can'ts. Believing that you can is necessary. That's proven with the affirmations. That's full circle. Hopefully that makes sense.
You know, one of my favorite over-enthusiastic I can'ts in the English language.
What?
I can't breathe.
Which is physically not true, or you'd be dead. Yeah. We do use I can't as an exaggeratory statement a lot. Oh, that is so sabotagey.
Now, you may be struggling to breathe. You might be having limitations on your breath. But the fact that you were able to vibrate the vocal cords required breath. So, and I use that as an example, not to put people down or throw shade on anybody who says that, because I've had times where it was like, oh my God, I can't breathe well. See what I did at the end there. Notice the tag.
Yeah.
Well. But we make a lot of our can't statements definitive without, well, I can't do it well.
Polyjammers make me laugh.
Now, is that an actual statement that was just well timed?
Very well timed. We have comedians tonight.
I can't with you either. And you know what? You know what? You're absolutely right, because you never could.
Oh, yes. But we sabotage the crap out of ourselves.
We need to laugh at ourselves because so many times we get so stuck in, I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm not able to do it. Just that it's
right. That we literally paralyze ourselves. So here I am trying to get myself out of functional freeze, freezing myself.
Yeah.
The fuck, Diane? Listen, we're all human. We're all having this human experience. The idea is, are we consciously aware of ourselves enough to help ourselves through it?
Right.
This human experience is weird. Stuff's going to knock us off course. We're going to have to correct and do it over and over and over again. It's the cycle. It's a big cycle. So we all have to just help each other through this human experience. And I feel like Mike and I, we're trying to do that with what we talk about, because I know we have fun and play and whatever, but it's also a real thing. And something that individuals don't realize they're sabotaging themselves with.
Right.
On the most basic of levels, and how that snowballs into bigger items in your exterior world.
I actually had a conversation with somebody earlier today, just before the show. It's very similar. I want you to take stock of what you, it's very simple. It's not the same, but I'm going to give you the same advice, you, the listeners. What can you do? I want you to take stock of what you can do, and I want you to get stupid with it. I want silly, the most off-the-wall things you can think of that you can do. And the examples that I gave were, okay, I can go over to the refrigerator and open the door. I can take out the jug of water or tea. I can grab a glass, and I can pour into the glass, and I'm serious. It sounds simple. It sounds oversimplified. But when you are trying to reprogram a lifetime series of can'ts, it needs to hear as much can as possible so that you can break it. You can break that cycle. And you'll find yourself with more time, more energy, more worth, more confidence.
Yeah.
Because you won't be putting yourself down. And yeah, I could feel the silliness from Lunaria's comment in the chat. I can now eat this food.
Yes.
Yes, you can. Do it. And I want you to get excited about it.
And
I can eat this food, damn it.
And on the do it note, if you are neurospicy and find yourself in what I call NPC mode, where you're buffering and you're just like paralyzed, ADHD paralysis, whatever terminology you want to slap out of it, you literally need to tell yourself, stand up, move your foot, move your toes, move your foot, stand up. You know, like you literally have to tell yourself instructions and repeat instructions to yourself in order to help yourself physically get out of that paralysis mode. So I know it sounds so silly, and it sounds so like, what are you saying? She's
I'm laughing at the chat. I am so excitedly. I'm so excited about this. I'm shaking my camper.
Oh, you guys are hilarious. You're having a blast tonight. You guys are hilarious.
And I want to address polyjammers, because I used to camp myself when it came to singing certain songs and genres on Smule. Now I just keep trying, with the realization I'm not trying to be perfect. And you know what? I hear it. When I listen to your songs recently, your newest recordings for the shows, I hear it. And it's amazing. And just allowing yourself to be yourself. Kind of like I submitted that goofy performance that I did with Mish for last night on the Rock Rewind. I was like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
I fuckered it up from start to finish, and I didn't care. And everybody was just like, oh my God, that was amazing. And I'm like, are we listening to the same song? But it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun, and it was exciting.
And on that note, Micah, I think that's what's missing sometimes when we start going down the I can't rabbit holes and get trapped in them, is we become a little too apathetic.
Yes.
And it's time for us to start getting excited about things again and find magic in the mundane again. That's an important part of this whole getting yourself out of this I can't mode. Finding the excitement. Be excited. The universe wants you to be excited. Spirit, God, whoever, whatever. It wants you to be excited because that's the signal that they want to see in order to give you more of that experience.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, you're sending out a bat signal with your energy.
And you know one of the biggest sources for the apathetic I can't?
Oh my God, yes. Oh, I've been so guilty of that myself.
You want to break the can't? Put the phone down for an hour a day. Before it's time to go to bed or showering. Purposely put it down when you don't have to. Right. I like to set a timer for 10 minutes and see how much I can get done on something productive within 10 minutes. And then be okay with wherever I'm at after 10 minutes and step away from it. And Karen just popped in with, don't!
Listen, you're only supposed to be on your phone.
You guys thought this was going to be kind of a depressing and down episode, didn't you? And just to prove it, when it's time, I'm going to play the song again at the end. just so that you can pull the meaning out of it again if you missed it the first time.
Yes.
Because sure. Let's break it wide. You don't need, if you can't literally do it because of a limitation, whether it be physical, mental, time, then you can't. There's nothing you can do about it. It's fact. It's reality. It's truth.
Right.
But if it is something that you imagine because of trauma, because of personal belief, because somebody else told you couldn't, let's break it.
Right.
Just break it.
Right.
And pull a horse, prove them wrong.
Right.
For you, not for them.
Right. Right. And if there is no for them in that current situation, there was a for them, and that's why you're doing it now to yourself. So you're the for them.
And I'm gonna put this on the screen right now, okay? Because and it's not to really call her out personally, but it's because everybody needs to see this.
You can also stop looking at other people's profiles so that you can go on with life. I don't know.
Now I want to extend. I want to extend this further than profiles. Okay, you can stop looking at the news. You can stop looking at the bad information. You can stop looking at the negative information. You can stop looking at the red versus the blue. You can stop looking at the atheist versus the religious. You can stop.
Yeah.
Because you are feeding the can't.
Right. Yes. Nourish your soul, nourish your brain, nourish your heart, nourish your body. Just do little things to nourish yourself. And if there is a limitation, know what your actual limitations are and not the fear-based perceived limitations. Because you as a human being, we are a biological machine that has the capability of healing itself to a certain degree and evolving and adapting. And it's been proven many, many times in all kinds of things you've seen around the world and instances where you've heard about people and recoveries and physical limitation that's unbelievable. I mean, physical pushing themselves to the limit and beyond in ways that they were told they can't, that kind of thing, so your limitation may be your limitation, but you don't know where its limit is until you do baby steps to try to push that limit. And a lot of the you can'ts come from us trying something and going from 0 to 100 and expecting the 100 to be perfect when we started at 0.
Right.
So we're skipping all the baby steps. And I think there's a room for compassion for ourselves there, because the society that we live in teaches us if you're not perfect right out the gate, there's something wrong with you. And that's kind of fucked up. So you can throw that in the trash and give yourself, what is the very smallest next step in order to move this particular thing forward? And just do that.
Right.
That you can do. Yes, we can.
And unfortunately, without the assistance of a vehicle, we cannot fly, because we have the physical limitation, the real physical limitation of no feathers. So we cannot fly without the assistance of machinery. Yet.
That'll be the next wave of humans.
We have not evolved to telepathy or telekinesis or whatever it is.
What, when you fly?
Yeah.
I don't know what that tele is.
I don't even know which tele it is.
Is that a tele?
I'll just tell it like it is. Because I can.
Yes.
But
On
believe
that
you
note,
can while you can.
Yes. You've gotten your homework. We've planted little homework seeds in your brains, told you how to get yourselves out of it. And
oh, now you tell me.
And now I think we can shamelessly plug ourselves.
I was just grabbing them. I mean, we're in sync here. I was just grabbing it. See, there you go. It's right there.
There I am, healingrose.org. You can find me on Instagram, soon to be I am on TikTok. I just don't do the video thingy yet. I'm trying to figure it out. The live thing. Anyway, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and that's it. I don't know. I'm in Ohio. If you're in Ohio, come visit me in Columbus.
Don't you have a workshop that you're putting together too?
Yeah, I had one recently that just passed, and now I have another.
Okay.
I have an art therapy coming up soon.
Awesome.
And
So
then after that,
if you're
I
in
have
the Columbus area or
Yeah.
in Ohio, it's just a hop, skip, and jump. Ohio's
It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
So if you're in Ohio, stop by
Yeah.
and see her.
And then I have a 3-hour empowerment workshop happening in December, the beginning of December. So I have one in the beginning of November and one in the beginning of December.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And she'll marry you too.
I will. Not personally. You and your partner I'll marry.
Yeah, she can't do that.
No, but I can help you two become married to each other as a fully ordained minister. But it's not just married, though. I have full ministerial services, so anything, pet blessings, funerals, whatever.
And then there's this handsome AI devil over there, Brindlewolf Untriggered. You can find all the information you need about my pricing schedule on untriggered.net, or you can just scan the QR code, click the link down. All links that we mention are going to be down below in the comments or the description on YouTube when you look. If you're listening over on any of the other platforms, please come over to the YouTube. You can look up my name, Micah Grant, or you can look up the Messengers _11 radio or something. I can't remember that one, which is why I don't promote it as often as I do my own, because it's Carrie, fix it. But we need to change it because Papa can't remember it. See, there's a can't because I got a little limitation here. My memory's just going. But you can come over to my website and check things out. And things are changing over there as well. As of November 7th, my Risers in Flight program is moving from Zoom out of Facebook over to TikTok, and you'll have to be a super fan subscriber over there. It's even more affordable, and you'll have more access to me on TikTok weekly, but every week, Fridays from noon to 2, starting on the 7th. My mind decided to jumble up numbers there. So beginning on the 7th at noon Eastern. And I'm actually, normally I put the thing up, but tonight I'm going to hold up the book because on the
Look at
7th,
how awesome.
I'm actually going to be reading live on that call the introduction. So people have been asking to hear me read it. There's your chance. So make
That's
sure you
amazing.
grab that. And all you got to do
That's
is
amazing.
follow me over on TikTok and become a super fan. It's $10 a month right now.
Wonderful.
All right. So enough with the shameless plugs. Because, I've got so much going on that I could talk here for another half hour. But do you have any idea for next week, or do I have an idea for next week?
I don't know. Not yet. Let's put
Not
it that way.
yet?
Not yet.
All
So
right.
if anything
Well,
simmers
I'm
in
gonna
here.
I'm gonna play us out with the same song that we played in, just
Yay!
because it has such a great message, and I wanted you guys to hear that missed the beginning of it. I want you to have the opportunity to actually listen to the words after we talked as well, so that you could take it a different view. So while that's playing, I'm going to be watching the chat. If you have any suggestions for next week, drop them in. Now's your chance. You have an amazing week. If you're on Rise Radio, go check out Honky Tonk Heaven at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. And then Friday, Voices on the Rise with Hathery at 6 p.m. And who is she spotlighting this week? I don't know. We'll have to find out. You want to find out? Since I don't remember, tune in, 6 p.m., Rise Radio over on Zeno.fm. Till then, have an amazing rest of the week.
Thank you all. Love you all. Thank you.
We love you. I love you. Keep going.
I said I couldn't climb the hill, so I stayed down low, just standing still. The wind whispered, you're stronger still. But I didn't listen, I never will. A voice inside kept holding tight, said no to the day and yes to the night. Breaking the can, breaking it wide, stepping through shadows where I used to hide. Breaking the can, turning a can, I'm building a bridge where the doubt began. Ooh, ooh. I told myself the sky's too high, dreams are for others, so why even try? But the sun doesn't ask if it's worth the light. It just burns, it just shines, it just takes the fight. The mirror cracks, but it shows me whole, each shard reflecting a fearless soul. Breaking the can, breaking it wide, stepping through shadows where I used to hide. Breaking the can, turning a can, I'm building where the doubt breaking the can, breaking it wide, stepping through shadows where I used to hide. Breaking the can, taking the can, turning a can, I'm building a bridge where the doubt began.
I got to jump right back in before I finish the show completely, because we got Illuminate tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on Rise Awakenings with Lunaria. Be sure to check that out. You can go over to YouTube and type in Lunaria 555 to look that up. So be sure to check that out. And if you miss that tomorrow, you can also catch that on iHeartRadio replay, as well as Amazon Podcast and Apple Podcast. So be sure to tune into that. It's a great show, and she's going to give you some illuminations that you didn't have before. Have a great night.
It's Brindlewolf and Diane, so listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today as they help you find your way. Oh, mental wellness is the topic of the hour. Mental health and the power to tap into our alignments will lead to our refinement. Phoenix Talk, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talks, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talks with Brindlewolf and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in.